Welcome to Chapter 10. In my discussions about all the features here in Illustrator, I dedicate Chapter 10 to talking to you about using symbols. I've kind of hit on them in the past when we use the cloud symbols to add to the sky in the sailboat scene, but I also want to show you what else you can do with symbols. So I'm going to go to File and Open. I've started a map for you. And we're going to go into our Illustrator Chapter 10 and open up that map file right here. Okay, so we got the Nielsen Acres campground, and we'll just pull that over right there. And you can see I've got my layers ready to go. Your map art is on the bottom. Your symbols are here. What we need to show people is when they come to the campground, where are the restrooms, where are the swimming areas, and where are the picnic areas. Okay, so I need to find a little piece of artwork. So next to your swatches is brushes, next to that is symbols. Okay, I can see there is a restroom symbol. I put that there for you. But we also need the swimming and picnic areas. So in the bottom left corner of your symbols panel is symbols libraries or symbol libraries. I click that and I come down to maps since we're working on a map. I'm going to pull the bottom right corner down so I can look at all the different artwork pieces that the folks at Adobe said, hey, these are commonly seen on maps. So right here, next to the restroom is swimming. So all you do is click and it gets added. So that's what I did for the restroom. I just clicked before I gave you this file and added it. So now I have restrooms, now I have swimming areas, and the picnic table is picnic areas. Okay, we don't need this panel open, so let's close it. And now I need to add my symbols. So before you do that, I want to show you how symbols work. Go to File, New, and right up here under Print, I'm going to click, well, I don't see the page I want. Click View All Presets, Tabloid, which is 11 by 17. Okay, that should say 11 by 17. So I'm going to set the points to inches. We're going to make a vertical sheet of paper, and I will click Create. Okay, what I'm going to do, every time you start a new Illustrator file, your symbols panel will reset itself. So keep that in mind. All our restroom and swimming and picnic areas, those are on this file over here. See, there they are. But when I switch to a new file, this panel resets itself. So just be aware of that. Okay, to show you how symbols work, I'm going to go down to the symbol libraries one more time. And I'm going to come down to nature that we've looked at before. And I'm going to click on the butterfly. I'll close up the rest. And then right underneath your eyedropper is all your symbol tools. Okay, you have 8 of them. So you press and hold. And all the way over to the right is this thin little bar. It's called a tear off. So when I let go of the mouse, I can tear those off. So they're all ready to go because I want to explore all of them. Okay, the first one is your symbol sprayer. This is not a spray paint can for spraying graffiti. It's a symbol sprayer. It sprays pieces of art. So notice how big the circle is. Okay, that's a wide spray area. The bigger the circle, the less control you're going to have. So what I would recommend is you double click and you set your diameter maybe to 1 inch. Like that. It's a lot more controllable. Okay, what you do is you click once on the symbol that you want to use and let go. Come out, and if you just press and hold and hold and hold, it's going to spray butterflies continuously right on top of each other like a big hive. So I'll hit backspace on my PC or delete on my Mac. If you click and drag, it's going to keep spraying them as you drag. Okay, and you can hit delete or backspace. But I want a little more control over this. So what I would recommend is when you first go to spray any symbols, double click your symbol sprayer and set the intensity down to 3, not 8. When you click OK, now when you click and drag, okay, they're going to come out. As slower you drag, the more they're going to sit on top of each other. So that's still too many. I'll hit delete. What I do instead is click and then click. And you'll notice as you do that, you are getting a box. And then when I click down here, the box gets bigger. Click over there, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is called a symbol set. These guys are all connected to each other, which means if I take my black arrow and I try to move that one, they're all going to move, okay? So just be aware of that. The more you spray, the bigger your set will be. Okay, right here, this is called your symbol shifter. It's a move tool. So let's say I did want to move this one guy. After you have sprayed, you double click again on the symbol sprayer and you set the intensity back up to 8. That intensity setting is for everything. Okay, so now I click on the symbol shifter, the move. All you have to do is put it right on the back, click and drag. It will skid into place. So if I wanted to move it up, I got to drag and let go, drag, drag, drag. Notice it's barely moving. That's because my symbol sprayer radius is too small now. So I double click, and now instead of 1, I'll make it 2. Now I've got a bigger circle to drag it further. Click and drag, click and drag, click and drag. Or drag down and down and down. It just moves a little bit. Okay, this one is called your symbol scruncher. It doesn't work. It's useless. It's supposed to bring them close together, but if I could barely touch them, there's no point. The symbol shifter is where I could bring them closer and closer and closer. I don't need a symbol scruncher. Okay, so we'll just drag them back apart. Drag, drag, drag. Third one is useless. The fourth one is your symbol sizer. You want to use this carefully. Don't press and hold and look away for a minute because then you're going to have Mothra. Okay, so if that happens, go to Edit, Undo. If you want anything to change, click, click, click. Okay, I'll go here, click, 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 click multiple times to make them bigger. Maybe I'll leave this one alone. Maybe I'll make this one a little bigger and this one a little bigger. Okay, these two are now too close, so I switch back to my symbol shifter and we'll just shift that down a little bit right there. Okay, different sizes, looks a little more organic, but you can also see they're all flying northward in formation. So next to your symbol sizer is your symbol spinner. But before I go too far, let's come back to the symbol sizer and let's say you made this one click, 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 click too big. If you want to back up and go back smaller, hold your Option or Alt key right on the back and click, 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 click. So you can make things bigger or smaller. Click, 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 Option or Alt key and click, click, click. And you can change the sizes again. Okay, your symbol spinner is your rotate tool. You hover directly over their back, right in the middle, press and hold, and now when you move your mouse, you have a pointing arrow. So I'll point it up to the right, and the butterfly will turn and go to the right. Press and hold, move my mouse up a little bit so I can see the blue arrow, and I'll point that one to the left. Press and hold, pull it more to the left. Press and hold, and now drag it a little bit to the right. Press and hold, drag it a little bit to the left. So now they're fluttering around a little more realistically. This one is called your symbol stainer. It allows you to change the color of the butterflies. So I go over to my swatches. I'm on my fill. It says, what fill are you trying to change? I'm going to click red. And now I click on a back of a butterfly. And I stain it red. The more I click, the more I'm going to color it. I'll click on green. Click, click, click. I'll click on blue. Click, 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 click. Okay, we'll click on magenta. Click, click, click. And maybe let's see what brown does to this guy. All right, so now you can change and stain those. I'm not sure if you can go backwards though. Let's see, if I click on the blue with Option or Alt. No, oh, that's kind of taking it away. Okay. I never knew that. Okay, so if you change your mind on staining, Option or Alt key is how you go back. Okay, just Option or Alt click, move around a little bit to find the right spot. But that's how you do it. I'll tint that red again. Okay, this one is called your symbol screener. It adds elements of transparency. So if you are right over the center and you click, 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 it'll start to disappear. Transparency. Click, 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 click. If you want them to come back, you know the secret now. Option or Alt key. And you say, stop, don't do that. I changed my mind. Option or Alt click, bring them back. So that's what the symbol screener does. The last one is called your symbol styler. It's pretty much useless. Okay, what it does is when you click on it, you go down to your graphic styles panel. Okay, and I'm going to go to the bottom left corner and I'm going to pick, let's see, let's go to scribble effects. Okay, literally like somebody scribbled with a pencil. So I'm going to click on this one. And then I click. It says, well, select a style. Well, I just did. But it says, this is the tricky part, select a style from the graphic styles panel. This is not the graphic styles. This is the scribble effects. So the only difference here is if I want to use this, I have to drag it over to graphic styles, then click on it, then click on a butterfly. And that looks ridiculous. Looks like I trapped a butterfly in a spider web. Okay, if I click on this one, click and let go, click and drag, click, and now click. That's what it does. Okay. I don't know why, but that's what it does. So I typically don't use the styler either. I'm going to close this scribble effects panel. I'm going to close all these symbol sprayers. Go back to the normal symbol sprayer. Now I'm going to close this untitled file. I don't need to save these little butterflies. Don't save them. I want to start adding artwork to my map. So again, I double click the symbol sprayer, lower the intensity down to 3, and I click OK. This radius is way too big, so I double click the symbol sprayer and lower the diameter down to 1. That's much more manageable. Okay, on my symbols panel, if you want just one example, it has nothing to do with your symbol sprayer. Just take your black arrow. click to activate, click and drag. Once that is done, click outside, deselect. Every time you're done with symbols, deselect. I'll click once on the swimmer to activate, drag that down. Click outside to deselect. Click once on picnic, drag it out, and I'll click outside to deselect. Now what I want to do is zoom in real close and kind of line these up. So the best way to do it is line them up right next to the words, like this. Okay, and let's say you do something like that. And let's say you do something like that. Okay, which is kind of sloppy. What I would do is you can select all three of those and go right up here to Window menu, Align. Right here is a button, horizontally align center. Move each one left or right so all their centers are lined up. There we go. Okay, to make sure the spacing is equal from top to bottom, I click Distribute. See, the swimmer kind of moved up a little bit. So now there's exactly the space here and exactly the same space there. I can close the Align panel, hit my left arrow key just to nudge those over a little bit, and I've got a clean key for my map. Command 0 on my Mac, that would be Control 0 on your PC. And now I want to start adding all the locations where we have restrooms. So click once to activate restroom. Go to your symbol sprayer. And I'm just going to click, not click and drag. Because when you're telling people where there's a restroom, you don't spray a bunch of restrooms like that. Okay, because people walk out in the middle of a field and say, where do I go to the bathroom? So you don't do that. Okay, you click and then move. Click, move, click, move, click, move, click, move, click, move, click, move, and we'll add another one right there. And just in case people wander off, let's put one right there as well. Kind of spread out throughout the space. And what the heck, let's put one right there by the shore. That box, that symbol set has gotten bigger and bigger. So you hold your Command key on a Mac or Control key on a PC for your arrow tool and click. Deselect that set. Restrooms belong by themselves. Then I click once to activate the swimming. I'll add swimming right there. One over on this end. I'll add swimming right next to that little walkway there. We'll add swimming next to these little jetties. And one in this deep end. What the heck. One right there for the kids. Command click on my Mac or Control click on a PC to deselect. Now I let go of the keyboard. Activate the picnic symbol. And now, just like I did with the restrooms, I want people to picnic right over here. One right next to that tree for shade. We'll add one right there. One right there. One right there. We'll give people a whole bunch of places to picnic around the campgrounds here. One by that spot. One next to that tree. One on each side of this tree or trees. One over by the shore. And one, you don't want to eat right next to a restroom, so maybe right up there. Okay, a bunch of places to picnic. And let's add one more by this tree. Command click to deselect on your Mac. That would be Control click on a PC. And here's the problem. I go to my black arrow just to click outside and deselect. And now let's say my boss walks in. And my boss says, hey, that looks pretty good, Chris, but everything looks the same. You have black picnic areas, black restroom areas. All the artwork is in a black square. If you've ever had kids, they wait till the very last second to tell you they got to go to the bathroom. So let's make the restroom stand out in red. Okay, make these symbols stand out from each other instead of the same black square on everything. Let's make the restrooms red. Emergency, like a fire engine is red. It's an emergency. Illustrator doesn't come with red restrooms. It only comes with black. So here's the trick. You don't want to delete these and start all over again. That would be ridiculous. You plotted them exactly where they need to be. All you need to do is leave them where they're at. You just need them to change their color. Okay, so here's the trick. I'm going to click once and drag 1 on the side of the page. Swimming, I'm going to click once, drag it to the side of the page. Click picnic once, drag it to the side of the page. That's called a symbol instance. I made 1 copy of each one. Now I zoom in real close. Keep clicking to zoom in real close like that. Okay? If you're too close, Option or Alt click to zoom out. Space bar for your hand tool to move it. And now here's the problem with my black arrow. If I click on the restroom symbol and click on a color fill, I go to my swatches, and when I say red, nothing is going to happen. This is still a symbol. It can't be changed yet. So what you do for each symbol is you click on it, go to Object menu, and expand it into usable artwork. Expand. Okay, now you can see all the anchor points like a drawing. I'm going to click on this one, Object, expand it into editable artwork. Click on the picnic, Object, expand it into usable artwork. And you can see there's a sharp little cornered box around these. Okay, I'm going to click outside, and now I don't see them. So just to be safe, I'm going to go to View, Outline. I can see all those sharp corners. These are a group. Okay, so you have to take your white arrow. I'm going to click on the bottom right corner once. Hit delete, delete, or backspace on your PC. Get rid of that box. It's not really part of the artwork anyway. Click, delete, delete, or backspace, and I'll click this one. Delete, delete, or backspace on my PC. Now I go to View and Preview. And again, these are groups. So you cannot take your black arrow, click on the restroom, and say red, because everything will turn red. Okay, so let's go to Edit, undo that. You have to use your white arrow. I'll click outside. Now click on the box and make it red. If I wanted the figures, click, shift click, shift click, shift click, and let's make those dark blue. There we go. I'm going to click here, and I will make that a light blue. Click here, shift click, and let's make the swimmer dark blue. Okay, now that I made that dark blue, I don't like these, so let's click here again. Click, shift click, shift click, shift click, and heck, let's make the whole symbol just shades of red, or make them maybe an orange. Like that. Now I click on the picnic area, and I want to make this rectangle kind of yellow. I'm going to click, shift click, shift click. Let's make the pads on the picnic table kind of light brown. Let's click on the table itself, and we'll make that dark brown, like that. So cool. I've got a bunch of artwork that I've edited, but if I take my zoom tool and either Option or Alt click or Command 0. That would be Control 0 on your PC. Nothing changed. And my layers panel, this layer has now opened up. So I'm going to click that triangle, close it up. We don't need to look at all that. But I'll just tuck it over here. And now look at that. All the artwork is still the same. What was the point of changing these colors if it's not going to update? So here's a simple trick I learned a long time ago. Go to your symbols panel. Let's just move this out of the way. Click on your restroom symbol, and all you have to do is hold Option or Alt key, drag this and drop it right on top of the old restroom. You let go of your mouse, and now they instantly update. I can delete this one because we're good. Select the swimming, hold Option or Alt key and drag it on top of the old one. And now that I look at that, I don't like this light blue. So I'm going to go to Edit, Undo. I'm going to take my white arrow first, click outside, and let's make that a dark blue right there. I'll zoom back in so I can see my artwork a little better here, because now I don't want this dark colored blue on blue. Let's take my white arrow, click, shift click, and let's make that right up here a very, very, very light blue, like that. Just kind of reverse the values. Command 0 on my Mac, that would be Control 0 on a PC. Now I take my black arrow again, Option or Alt key, and I drag and drop it on top of the old one. Now I can read the swimming areas. Delete that. Take my picnic table, Option or Alt key, drag and drop it on top of the old one, and now we can easily find our picnic areas. We can easily find our restrooms because they're no color like the others. That's how you instantly update artwork here using your symbols in Adobe Illustrator. All right, time to start practicing. Don't get lost. Oh my gosh. All right, let me stop. But before I do, like I forgot last time, File menu, Save As. Almost forgot to remind you. Last name, first name, symbols, map. Always on your desktop, always an Illustrator file, and save it. Now, don't get lost. All right, stupid dad jokes. I'll see you next time.